in a town where hope had been buried beneath rubble, where every morning began with the fear of not seeing nightfall, one man walked against the current of despair, not with a gun, but with a hammer. This is a story of Zayn, a blacksmith in Syria who chose creation over destruction. In a world torn apart by war, he didn't build weapons. He built classrooms. Zayn grew up in a small Syrian village nestled between olive groves and sun-baked hills. Life was simple laughter in the streets, children racing barefoot, the rhythmic clang of his father's hammer echoing through the marketplace. But when war came, the olive groves burned, schools collapsed, families vanished. In a matter of months, Zayn lost everything: his home, his parents, his friends. All that remained was his father's forge, half buried under rubble. While others fled to refugee camps or foreign lands, Zayn stayed behind, because he saw something others didn't. Amid destruction, he saw potential. Amid silence, he heard children's voices waiting to rise again. Zayn's transformation began with a single bullet shell. Bent and scorched, it lay beside a collapsed school wall. He picked it up not with anger, but with purpose. That night, under a flickering oil lamp, Zayn forged it into a pencil holder. He stared at it for hours, not because it was perfect, it wasn't, but because it was the first piece of peace he had shaped in years. The next day, he went back to the ruins. He collected more shells, tank shrapnel, even the skeletons of collapsed chairs. He wasn't sure yet what he was building, only that he had to build. As weeks passed, Zayn transformed his father's forge into a workshop of hope. He melted shell casings into table legs, welded scraps of armored vehicles into chair frames, fashioned chunks of steel into blackboards painted black with coal and engine oil. There was no blueprint, no funding, no protection, only vision. Word spread. Slowly, children emerged from hiding, many orphaned, most traumatized. One by one, they sat on chairs shaped from the wreckage that nearly killed them. And in the center of it all, Zayn hammering, teaching, rebuilding. Among them was Layla, a 9-year-old girl who hadn't spoken since her brother was killed in a missile strike. Every day, she sat quietly in class, eyes downcast, fingers clenched. Then one day, Zayn placed a handmade notebook in front of her, pages stitched together with string, the cover made from salvaged tin. She drew, then she wrote, then she whispered, and finally, she smiled. That was the day Zayn knew this wasn't just about education. It was about healing. The school had no electricity, no running water, no government support, but it had hope. Lessons were drawn on metal slates with chalk made from crushed stone. Pens were dipped in melted candle wax. When it rained, they studied under plastic tops tied with rope. And still, the children came. Not because they had to, but because Zayn had built them a reason to believe again. A photojournalist, passing through an assignment, stumbled upon Zayn's school. She snapped pictures of children writing on tables made from missile casing doors, sitting on stools crafted from landmine bases. The story went viral. Headlines blazed. From rubble to reading, Syrian blacksmith built school from war debris. The nations poured in, not millions but enough. Volunteers arrived, engineers, teachers, humanitarians. Zayn finally had what war had denied him for years: support. In an interview, Zayn was asked if he ever thought of leaving. He smiled. If I leave, who teaches them? If I fight with a gun, who teaches peace? He didn't see himself as a hero, but to every child in that dope-forward classroom, he was a warrior of wisdom, fighting ignorance with the fire of knowledge. Today, Zayn's school still stands stronger, bigger, and filled with laughter. It has a real roof now, a real blackboard, even books, but the foundation remains the same. Bullet shells, scarred hands, and a dream that refused to die. In a place the world forgot, one man turned tools of war into instruments of learning, and in doing so, he proved that peace isn't found, it's forged. Subscribe to Voices Unheard for more true stories of hope, healing, and heroes a world almost missed.